was about to record an entirely different video right now, but I got a download from my spirit, and by my spirit, I mean the comment section on my YouTube page. And this comment was so compelling, I felt I got to make a video for this because it's an on-point question. And sometimes these are challenging questions, not people just trying to troll or trying to be mean or, or feeling some type of way. But this is a genuine question from an individual by the name of Drew Bear, as you can see right there. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me sharing his handle. So hold up. I hear my little feedback. Boom. Okay, that's taken care of. No more feedback. So the comment reads, I want to know, how do you validate yourself? What does that look like? Maybe it could be a good video idea for you because I seek external validation from women and I would like to stop. Take me through a day in the life and what does that look like? I just think you have interesting takes and would genuinely like to know. Also, if you have already made a video on this, I apologize. First and foremost, buddy, don't apologize. We want to start right there. You do not have to be sorry for asking a question. I know we live in 2024, my guy, but you do not have to apologize for asking a simple question. I'm not going to apologize for telling my whole truth, so you should not apologize for asking the question in the first place. So thank you for asking that question because it is vital. Now, let's get right into it. You asked about a day-to-day. Now, what's more important than a day-to-day is, first and foremost, understanding why it is that we seek that validation to begin with, why we continue to seek that validation, how do we stop doing so? And then that manifests as what my day-to-day looks like. Like, I don't start my day saying, today I'm not going to validate myself through, seeing myself through the lens of a female gaze. That's not how I'm going through life. What happened is I started to heal from those inner aspects of me, the parts of me that felt I was undeserving or unworthy of love, that the only sort of validity that I had in this world as a man was through the affection or the admiration or the desirability to women, etc., right? That's what we're talking about. And so that's where I want to start. Why is it that for us as men, and this could, if you're a lady watching this, beautiful. This is going to pertain to you as well, right? Just in a little bit of a different degree, but it's still going to be something that could be relevant. But right now, I'm speaking specifically on my experience, as well as the experience of this young man. I'm guessing maybe he might be 50 years old. I don't know, but Drew Bear. So why is it that we seek out? Why is it that we pedestalize the validation? Because that's what it's really about. Why do I place the valuation of another beyond my own? So from the earliest stages of our childhood as young men, we are conditioned and programmed into the belief that in order for you to be valuable in this society, you must be as attractive as possible to as many female companions as possible. And some may argue for the biological aspect of this, right? It's just biology. Our biology has it that, in order for our survival to continue, in order for us to perpetuate as a civilization or as a species, right? In order for us to carry our seed forward, we must have female suitors. I don't know if that's even the word that you would use, but, I'm just using words like that today because we're talking biology, we're talking science, okay? So you find yourself in a place where there is the biological aspect of you, which, yes, is there to actually procreate. And of course, you want the highest quality of a mate. Now, steps in, social conditioning, social programming. The unnatural aspect of this is this perpetual fixation on basically getting as much female attention as humanly possible. And that is now on steroids because we are now a global society. We have devices on us which can give us access or the illusion to access to everybody. So back in the day, you would be in your village and you want to be the best man possible in order to get, the perfect mate for yourself, somebody who was healthy. It wasn't about, oh, she's so damn thick and she's, and she got tiggo bitties or whatever. It was much deeper than that. It was about the aspects of survival more than anything else. It's not because she had a BBL or she had, lashes put in. It's because this individual was going to be the best determiner for your own seed to perpetuate, to continue. And she would be a good mother to raise the child so that your own genetics would continue on, right? That's the biological aspect. Now, Psychology, I actually have come to realize, is far more powerful than biology, because we can do things that we're conditioned to do, or programmed to do, that are far superior to even our physiological needs. For example, why is it that a person can smoke even though it's killing them? Simple. The reason somebody can smoke even though it is literally leading to their own demise is because there's a psychological need to use those cigarettes as a numbing agent, as some sort of suppressant of their emotions or whatever it is, that surpasses their biological need for survival. Because this has been an argument that somebody's brought up to me at least once before. I'm not going to say it's come up more than that, because I only remember one back and forth where a person was saying, well, this is just our biological imperative. Like, as men, we just want to reproduce. And so, we want to have as many females as possible. And the way we do that is, by becoming the best man and, being seen by as many as possible. So again, I'm not going to write that part off, but I'm going to get to the more important aspect and why it is that we operate the way that we do, especially as men. So we're currently in a hyper-sexualized society. It is no secret that we live in a day and age where we are exposed to a perpetual stream of imagery, of graphics, of sound even, that is rooted around getting us aroused. Straight up. Now, I'm on YouTube right now, and they got their own policy, so I can only take it really that deep, but you catch what I'm throwing. And so when you're continuously conditioned to see the world from such a perspective, when you're conditioned to see women as this object in essence, right? Because that's what sexualization does. It objectifies a human being. When we have that perpetual fixation, plus the coupling of you're only valuable as a young man or as a man overall with the more women that you can bed, because that is, again, that's the messaging that we're getting from the youngest ages. I'm not talking about when you get to middle school and you're in the locker room with your boys or whatever. I'm talking about as early as 3, 4, 5 years old. That's already the messaging you're receiving. Even earlier, when you're seeing how the sexes are interplaying, how mama and daddy or male, female, you're watching all sorts of content, films, etc., and you're seeing that dynamic. It is being programmed into your psyche, and it's not by accident. There are those who benefit off of us being horn dogs, okay? So it starts there. So you start to place this thing on a pedestal. You start evaluate this opinion. It's kind of like God in your life. If you have an idea and a concept of God, and let's say that person who is God is physically in your life, that person's opinion would become pedestalized. It would become the highest opinion in your life. And so you would start to view their word as gospel in essence. Some people are listening to those they favor on YouTube, or they have their favorite quote unquote celebrity, blah, blah, blah. And that person says something, it's good as gold. They're going to go with it. I don't want to become that for somebody, but there's an aspect of us that's just drawn to that, to make people, higher than ourselves. So what happens is the entire concept of female validation gets pedestalized for us. That's where it starts. And if we don't deal with that aspect, you can't wake up every day and say, okay, I'm going to do things different. You can't outwill a belief system. You have to change the belief system at its core in order for you to then move differently. It's like if I had 300 pounds, I was 300 pounds overweight, but I believed that I was undeserving of love, that I didn't deserve to be seen. I was afraid to be seen. And so I used the weight as a way to almost distance myself. This sounds crazy, but this is how the psyche works. I use the weight as a measure of basically protection in essence. I don't want to be seen. I'm afraid of being seen because that may mean a threat. It may mean that I'm going to be harmed, and that may have been my childhood experience. It doesn't matter how much I work out, how much I eat the best foods, how many different, crazy diets I go on. At a certain point, I'm going to find myself right back to square one. Right back to square one, right back to square one. I can't outwill the beliefs that I'm holding or the identity that I hold for myself. So if I believe that I'm not deserving of my own love, I'm not deserving of love, period, that I have to do something in order to earn it, and then you've been presented that in order for you to be valuable, the reason you feel that way is because you don't have this thing, right? The companies do that all day long. Products product placers, advertisers, etc., will sell you on the idea that, you have this void, you have this problem in your life, and we're going to fix that or fulfill that void. So it's like your problem is the fact that you don't have enough women looking at you. So I'm going to sell you the Hermes belt, the Gucci jacket, the whatever it is, right? The Dodge Hellcat. Like, I'm going to sell you the thing that's going to get you the thing that's going to fill the void, when in truth, it's a delusion or it's an illusion. The entire thing, there is no void. The fact that you think that you're not deserving of love is the actual root problem. You see, it's a perceived absence of something. And this comes from being raised in environments where we have to do something. There is conditional love. In order for us to have any level of attention in the household or within our environments, we have to continuously act, put on a face. We have to rebel. We have to throw tantrums to get a little bit of even negative attention. But the only way we can find ourselves getting attention is by doing something. There's a conditionality to it. And that trains us to be conditional in the way we treat ourselves. You see, I hope this is making sense. It's making perfect sense to me. But then again, these are things that, I'm discussing damn near on a daily basis. So in essence, we get to the core of the belief system itself, or the self-identification is I'm not adequate or good enough without something else, right? I need to get, a chain, 2 chains, 3 chains in order for me to look like money so I can get the attention of, those ladies over there so that I can position myself in a way where I'm now fulfilled. I'm now a somebody. Now, this is a fake chain right here. This is an Amazon, like, $12 little Aquarian chain. That's what that is right there. This is like sterling silver just painted over gold. You understand me? And I'm not beyond these material things, but I'm just telling you that, if my fixation was my worth is based upon, my jewelry game, right? Having as much, expensive ice on as possible, then I would find myself perpetually fixated on that in the same way that you are, with the validation of women, always looking for that attention. And there's nothing wrong with attention. It's not bad, However, it's something that once it has a hold on you and it controls a part of how you move through life, then it becomes a weight upon your life. Then it becomes problematic within your life. And that's what we're really addressing. It's not that, nobody should ever want attention or any type of, I'm doing this for attention. But the attention is to get your attention in order to get a message across to you. So there's a purpose and a valuable purpose of attention where we can actually be powerful agents of transformation, where we can do things for ourselves as well as one another. You want your kids' attention so they can eat the right food, so they can, be healthy. You want your kids' attention so they go to sleep on time, so they can be healthy citizens in this world of ours. That's a healthy attention. But if you are looking for the attention of a woman because you believe that it's going to fulfill you, it's going to make you a somebody, then that's misplaced. That's really all that is. It's a forgetfulness or a misacknowledgement of the value that is within you. And that is inherent, it is intrinsic, and it's not going anywhere. And that's sometimes a difficult message to even hear or receive, because we continue to perpetuate the same cycles. So I fell into the red pill, right? I don't know if that's something you ever dabbled into, but I fell into the red pill spaces, and they just reaffirmed that same level of undeservedness, inadequacy. As a man, you must do this to be somebody who's worthy of. And it's like, yes, in a marketplace, there is going to be valuation of you based upon what you do, right? But that doesn't take away from your intrinsic worth. And that's what I'm speaking to. I'm not saying that you should, just, sit at the house, eat potato chips on the couch all day and everybody should just praise at your feet. That's not what I'm getting to. What I'm saying is you must first acknowledge your intrinsic value, just like as a baby. A baby doesn't have to do anything to be valuable. A baby is just worthy, is deserving of love no matter what. It is only us in our dysfunction that may project our own undeservedness onto a child, and then they carry that on and they perpetuate that very same way of thinking, feeling, and acting. That's what that's about. So we have to deal with that. So you want to know what my day in, day out looks like. Again, I'm in a beautiful relationship with a beautiful woman, and I pour love into her, period. But I don't live for her. You understand me? I want her, but I don't need her. And that might sound crazy, but it's the truth. I want her, I desire her, but I don't need her. She doesn't make or break me as an individual, as a human, as a man. But that's come from, again, me cultivating and doing the work. It's work. It's work, brother. Trust me, it is work. You're not just gonna, one day wake up and this is the case if you've been living a completely different way the entire time.
I used to be afraid of the dark, place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar, now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light